Welcome back to Holly Hobbies. Today I'm going to show you how to make this easy Easter spring wreath. I'm going to take a 14-inch wire wreath frame from the Dollar Tree and one roll of deco mesh. And then I'm going to put all of this together with this welcome sign from the Hobby Lobby. Let's get started and have some fun making this easy Easter farmhouse wreath. We're going to prep the back of our farmhouse Easter wreath sign. Super cute, found at Hobby Lobby. Just gonna put a dab of glue, and then this will just give it a little extra reinforcement. And I think I'm gonna do one right here in the middle. And I have my Surebonder glue gun with my Gorilla Glue that I absolutely love. Once I switched to this, I've never gone back to any other glue gun. Or glue sticks. I love the Gorilla Glue sticks. They last so good. The glue is so strong, and you go through a lot less, I feel like, than you do with any other kinds of glue sticks. But that's just my opinion. Once I started using it, that's all I use now, is the Gorilla Glue stick. So you're gonna just push the felt squares down without burning your finger over the chenille stems. And I might just add a little bit more right here. And that's just gonna give it an extra reinforcement. And we're gonna put this off to the side to dry. And we are going to begin our wreath design. We have prepped our sign that we got from Hobby Lobby, our welcome Easter bunnies. It's just a farmhouse Easter went through my head immediately. I have the felt squares and the chenille stems on the back here. The chenille stems glued with the felt square over the top for extra reinforcement. And we are going to put this off to the side to dry. And we will begin our wreath design next. So for this step, we are going to start prepping our 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame with our chenille stems. And we are going to start on the outside edges on the section bar here. And we're going to put it around there, twist it around. I always bring it kind of up through and a couple more twists. So it comes off the outside edge of this middle divider bar. So I'm going to go around the outside edge. I just kind of guesstimate around where's half, a twist, bring it up through the bottom, and another couple twists. So you can see we have two on the outside edges, and we are just going to follow the same steps all the way around our wreath frame. So, and we're getting it all prepped and ready to begin our deco mesh wreath design. And in order to do that, we've got to prep our wreath. Now, you can get the fab ones that have, you've probably seen them with the big pipe cleaners in the stores. Some people will do it that way. I like to do my own, because depending on what design you're doing is where I put the chenille stems. But anyway, I just like to do it myself anyways. So, but any way you want to do it is gonna work to hold your deco mesh. And we're going around the inside. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, we're going around the inside now of that, just the opposite side of the outside edge. And we're gonna bring these to the middle, to the center. And Same concept, a couple twists. This time I'll bring it down over the top. Couple twists and pull it in the center. And a few more, we will have completed that inside loop. And two more. Twist over the top, couple more twists, and we're on the last one on the inside loop of our wire wreath frame. Okay, so we have so far 6 on the middle, on the inside, 6 on the outside. Now we're going to take these last few and we're going to put it on the middle here, on the outside edge. So what I do is I come up through the second bar, I give it a good twist on that outside edge, and the same concept as we did before, I'll come back under or over and twist it 2 more times. And that way it's secured in the center. Some people do hot glue, I mean, whatever you want to do so it doesn't move around on you, but this always works for me if I just give it a good tug and work with it off that second bar, which helps a lot for it not to move around. So I'm just going to go around these last few sections here in the middle of the other outer 2 here that are at the crossbars, and now I'm going in the middle section on the outside edge, and I'm working off that second bar and twisting on that outside bar, so it's staying on that outside edge. Okay, so there you have it. We have our wreath frame all prepped and ready for our deco mesh. I'm going to begin by adding our deco mesh to our wire wreath frame with our Chanel stems, and I'm using a Polypro mesh ribbon, weatherproof. I really love working with this. It's a neutral with the cream striping through the middle. I use this in a lot of my wreaths. It's a great neutral base. So we're going to make sure we have some wire cutters and some zip ties, because we're going to secure it when we start here. We're going to take our deco mesh and we're going to go in about 1.5 inches, and we're just going to start gathering it just like that. And then we have it gathered here, and we're going to start on our inside ring. We're going to take our deco mesh and we're going to sit it right in the middle of that Chanel stem, and we're going to push it down and give it 2 good twists to make sure it's nice and secure in there. So now we're going to take our zip tie and we're going to take this raw edge and we're going to go in about 1/2 inch or so, and we're going to pull this top part down to the bottom. You could flip it over and do it as well. So I gave it, as you can see, a good pull, and I'm going to clip it off there. And this is going to be our starting point, and that is just going to give it some extra security. So you remember we did 6 Chanel stems on the inside at all the joints here, and we are going to now do 9-inch poofs, and we're going to go around the inside edge with our 9-inch poofs. Okay, and we're going to grab it like that. I'll get some of these out of the way. And we're going to go place it inside the next Chanel stem, and we're going to give it 1 good twist. Then we're going, as we go along, we're going to fluff out each poof. Now we want to get these, see how they're just hanging around? We want to put those both back towards the middle, and that will get it out of our way and not sticking into all the deco mesh. So we're going to go back to our 9-inch poofs and into the chenille stem, and you can even just do one twist. It's fine because we're going to be coming back around and we're going to be doing that again. So we're going to puff out the poof. We're going to do our 9-inch poofs into the chenille stem and a good twist. Oh, this one we should have seen how it gets all over the place. So we're going to make sure we put those back towards the center. And here we go again. Da, da, da. Nine-inch poofs. And you can see by our zip tie that we are almost around the center. Sometimes it's easy to see now, but as we start building up our layers, it's nice to have a marker that we've made it around one time there. So we're gonna do our last circle on the inside. And you can, even if you had done a couple twists, you can untwist one and lay your deco mesh in there. It's not gonna come out because we're gonna, depending on how much you wanna build up. So this is gonna go back in the center. So we have done one complete loop around the center ring, and we have all our chenille stems pushed towards the center. And now we're going to go to the outside. And we're going to once again take our 9-inch poofs, and you want to keep it nice and taut, nice and little tight there, and so everything's nice and even. And you're going to find your closest outer chenille stem, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to give it a twist. And this time you can put it back towards the outside to get out of your way. And we're going to poof it up once again. And now we're going to make our way around the outer loop in our 9-inch poofs. And we're going around the outside edge. 18. Oops, got my mat sliding all over the place. So here we go. Going around the outside. And we're almost around the outside edge. We're getting close. And it looks like we're almost around, about 3 more. We've made it around the outside edge. And then what we're gonna do is take a zip tie, or actually we're not doing the zip tie because we're gonna keep doing a different design. I was thinking we were doing our zigzag design, but we'll do that on another DIY. But this one we're doing our poofs, super simple inside. And then we're going to the outside, and we can just use one continuous roll of deco mesh. So we have made it around the outside loop one time, as well as the inside loop one time. And we're going to make sure our poofs are all situated here. So there we have one complete layer of the deco mesh. Now we're going to do that same thing. We're going to do it again. So we're going to double up this deco mesh. So we're on the outside right now, And just like we did before, we're gonna take our 9-inch poofs and we're gonna jump back to the inside. And we're gonna grab our chenille stems and sit it right in the center there. Give it a couple twists and you can put those back towards the center. And now we're gonna make our way around the inside. And we know that there's 6. So we just did 1. Now we're on 2. As we start building up our layers, sometimes you can lose your track of your chenille stem, so you could just know how many you have and then count them. There's 3. So we're halfway around the second layer of our deco mesh, and we're still doing the same thing. We're fluffing out our poofs as we go, and we are securing with a couple twists, and it's a lot easier to fluff out the poofs as you go than to do it at the end. And I think we are almost there. Let me see what we got left. See, if I was still counting, I'd know, right? We're getting there. All right, so 1 more, and then this one has, you can just cut, no, that one has 1, 2, okay, we got 2 more. So we'll go that, and our last one on the inside ring for our 2 layers. And now we're going to jump back to the outside. We're going to find our closest chenille stem here and place it right in there. This is going to be our last time around. And we're going to use up the rest of our deco mesh around this outside loop here. And as you can see, it's starting to build itself up. And we're getting there. We're almost finished building our wreath base. And then we will start some finish work of the chenille stems and then begin our wreath design. But you can see we're following the same pattern, and it's super easy. We're just going from the inside to the outside, to the inside to the outside. Same thing, 9-inch poofs. Anyone can do it. A great DIY to do with a friend, family. You can do it. You can make your own custom wreath design. And I love crafting with you, and I'm glad that you joined me today and are working along on your wreath. All right, we are almost at the end of our deco mesh roll here. I'm gonna keep using it to up. All right. Get into the last few here. And we're gonna take the tape off the end here. And this should hopefully give us one more 9-inch poof there. Perfect. And since that is our last edge there, we're going to take our zip tie and we're gonna just tie that, zip tie that to the wreath frame. Keep slipping around there. Okay, there we go. And then we'll clip off the edge there. So there you have it. We've did our 2 layers of laps going around the wreath on the inner wreath and the outer. And we have a nice little base for our design, which is going to be really pretty and really fun. And so now we've got to move on to the next step, which is finishing these chenille stems. For this next step, we will be securing our sign to our deco mesh wreath base, our wire frame. So we already have our sign prepared. We have our chenille stems. They are secured to the back here with hot glue and the felt squares for extra reinforcement. Everything has been dried, and we're going to secure the sign to the wire wreath base here with these chenille stems. So we just kind of play around a little bit with your sign however you want it. You could twist and turn your wreath around, and you kind of got to think about your design however, you know, where you're going to be placing things to maybe how you want it to turn and whatnot. So anyway, this is how I think I want it. So I'm going to put it right around there. I'm going to get it about where I want it. I'm going to flip it over here. And then I'm going to find the opening and find all my chenille stems, and I'm going to secure them to my wire wreath frame here. And we did 5 of them. I'm just going to give it a couple twists to make sure I have it where I want it before I get everything really secure here. So I'm going to take each set here and twist it around the wire frame. Should have another one here, and that's going to go around that wire frame. Couple twists, and I had one at the top here. There we go. Couple twists, and one more right here. So that will secure our sign. I'm going to flip it around to make sure it's how we like it before we secure those even more. All right. I think I like that. Yeah. Okay. All right. So now, okay. So that's how I like it. So what I think I'm going to do now is I will give those a couple more turns each. And at the very end, when we finish all this, the whole wreath, the back of it, we will do these a little bit more as well. So anyway, we're just going to get those out of the way. And as you can see, we have a base so far with our deco mesh, our layers, and we have our sign, our super cute welcome sign from Hobby Lobby. And now I'm going to begin our design. Now I already played around a little bit, and I think I'm going to do a design similar to something like this. So usually it takes me a little while to come up with my designs. And what I do is I always just like to lay everything out first onto the wreath before I do anything permanent, and just kind of get my general design down. Let's see here. I'm gonna keep this over here and that about there. Do something like with some different creams. We are going to be doing some ribbon on here as well. And I think these are going to go into the center of these little ribbon bundles, which are going to be here, here. And we're going to do one up here. So we're going to do a bundle here, here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll do one over here somewhere. So 5. We're going to do 5 ribbon bundles. So I think this is going to be a general idea of what my design's going to be. I mean, give or take some moving some things around. So that's the fun part, is playing around with your designs, whatever calls to you. I like to use different colors and textures, especially when I'm doing a neutral farmhouse design like this. So I really love this right now. So we're going to secure our accents. I'm going to show you that in the next step. And we're going to do our ribbon bundles. For this next step, we're going to be making ribbon bundles. And I've already designed my bundle. And these are the bundles that we're going to make. And we're going to use these 4 different varieties of yarn to build our bundles. And we're going to need some chenille stems as well. So we're going to be doing 4 more bundles. And I also have my Bodabra too, which, I mean, it's not necessary, but it makes it a lot easier to have something just to put your ribbon in and hold it. So I do my bundles I take a big one and I'll do 2 10-inch strips of the wider one. And this one I'm gonna do about a 9.5, 2 of those. And I have this buffalo plaid, which I'm gonna do in about 10 inches because we can cut that down a little bit. And then we have this cute little strip. We'll do in about 9 inches. Okay. So for each bundle, there we go. We have 8 little strips here, and that will make one bundle with our chenille stem. So we're going to take our first color here, and first we're going to finish the edges here. So we can take all 4 of these edges, just fold it in half, and then fold it in half again. And we're gonna go from this open corner at an angle down, and that'll give us that nice little finished edge there. So we're going to do it on the rest of these. This is a little bit thicker, so I'll do each sides first. Same thing, half and half. I take the open corners and then I'll cut it down at an angle. I'm gonna fold it in half and then half again. And here's my open corners and down at an angle. This one I'm not gonna worry about. I'll just do this one at a little angle like that. All right, so now we're going to build our bow. And we're going to take our widest one, And we're gonna go in the center and we're just gonna start pinching it and gathering it like a little pleat. And we're gonna put it right there in our bow maker. And then I'm gonna take this next cream flower ribbon and we're just gonna do the same thing. And then we're just gonna put it at an angle this way. So it's angled across the first one. And we're gonna take our buffalo plaid and then we're gonna go angle it that way. And then our last one, same concept. And we're just gonna keep building our bow, doing the same thing, angling each one as we go so they're not just sitting at the same direction on top of each other. We're going in the center, we're pleating it, and we stick it in our Bodabra. And here's the last one. So now we are going to take our ribbon bundle out. I'm gonna have my Chanel stem. And we're gonna give it a few twists there. And then we can just fluff it up. And then I'm going to do, I have two, I'm gonna do 3 more of these bundles. Okay, so we're gonna make 3 more of these ribbon bundles for our farmhouse Easter wreath. And I have the rest of the ribbon cut up here. And now we're gonna begin by putting our bundles together. So we're gonna take one of our wide yarns and pinch it in the middle and stick it in our Bodabra. And we're gonna follow it with and we're just gonna keep building it into 2 different layers. And I'm just pinching in the middle and just angling it on top of the other ribbon on my Bodabra. And so now we have all of our bundles here. We're gonna pinch it off and we're gonna take our Chanel stem and we're gonna twist it at the bottom. And now we have a bundle and we can fluff it up as desired. And look how cute that is with all the different textures and ribbon, and so cute. And then we can trim it down as we like later as well. So now we're gonna finish up here. Do a couple more ribbon bundles and then we will be ready to finish putting the accents on our wreath and our bundles and finish up our farmhouse Easter wreath design. And we're angling each one. All right, I'm gonna pull it off. And once again, my Chanel stem, fold it to the bottom, twist. And then you can fluff your ribbon bundle up. And once you get it on the wreath, it's a lot easier to get it all fluffed up the way you like it. So it looks like I could probably do one more bundle here. So let me just do one more and we'll finish up our bundle sets. And then we're gonna finish up our Easter wreath design. And you can see how easy it is. If you just break it down step by step, it really is simple for everyone to do. And it's a great craft to make for yourself, make for family, friends, bring for a housewarming gift. You're going to an Easter supper. Okay, we're gonna finish up our last bundle here, pinching in the middle, sticking it on our Bodabra, pleating in the middle, and then we're gonna angle each one and start stacking our ribbon. And we're on the last bundle here. And it's our last ribbon. I need to grab my last Chanel stem. And this will complete all of our bundles, and then we will put them on our wreath and get all of our accents on there as well. So we will come back in just a minute and we'll get our bundles up on our wreath. So now we're back to our design, and we have not attached any of the flowers yet or the ribbon bundles. They're right here, but this is the general design that I'm looking for. So now we're going to begin by putting Chanel stems on each of these flower accents on the bottom with hot glue. So I just don't trust just securing my flower with the hot glue onto my wreath. So we're going to keep placing our ribbon bundles. We have 2 of them secured on here, and I'm going to place another one right over here. And same thing, we take our Chanel stems, anything that you want to hide, any gaps, any holes in your wreath. Ribbon bundles are just a great fun accent, a great filler. So we have 1, 2, 3. I'm really liking the different ribbons together with this wreath design. And we're gonna put this one up here. And one more ribbon bundle. You can see everything's really starting to come together. I really don't like how this ribbon is framed. I don't remember it doing that before, but I guess it might look kind of cool when it's that farmhouse frayed look. Okay. So let's see, I'm going to put my last ribbon bundle right up here at the top of the ears, and I'm going to try to get around this little area right here. Okay. So you can see our design is really starting to take shape. I really love the ribbon so far and the different floral accents and textures that we have going on so far. So I think my design, I wanted to do these little flower centers right here on these ribbon bundles. Let me just kind of take a peek first. And then, okay, so this I like for sure. So we're going to secure that with our hot glue and Chanel stem. So what I like to do is for each piece, each flower accent, I'm going to secure with a Chanel stem. So I have my stem, my Chanel stem, and then I'm going to twist it. Just kind of twist it around the base. Give it a couple twists like that, okay? And then what I do is I'll just put a dab of hot glue right there. And I'm going to put it upside down while it dries where our flower is going to be placed. And this one, I already had some Chanel stem on it. So I'm going to use that at the top right there. I'm actually probably ready to secure that in just a minute. I'm going to come back to that. Now I'm going to do the same thing for this flower here. And we're going to get all of our flowers secure, extra security with the Chanel stems and the hot glue, because we will be securing these to the base of the wire wreath frame. And I'll put a dab of my hot glue right there, and I'll lay that upside down. Okay, we are getting there. Now this, I think this flower is so pretty, and I'm gonna cut this one short. See, and we're not gonna do the Chanel stem on this one because we're gonna hot glue this one right into the center of that ribbon bundle. And we're gonna do the same thing with this rose. And I had another rose up here. We're gonna hot glue those in that center of that ribbon bundle. So I'm just cutting this stem all the way down to the bud, and that will be right there as a little centerpiece. Okay, so we have the flower, we're gonna hot glue, hot glue, hot glue. This one we can secure. Now this one, we're gonna put our Chanel stem on. And I'm just going in half. I'm gonna twist it. Okay, so while those are drying, I'm going to go ahead and secure this one towards the top here. And this Chanel stem's a little bit shorter. I don't want to pull it too far. All right. It's looking good. I really love the way this is turning out. Okay, so this one we did first, so this should be dry. And we are going to go ahead and place this one right here. Okay, now we're going to put the rest of our flowers that we secured our Chanel stem on with some hot glue. I'm going to put those onto our wire wreath frame with a couple twists on the back. And we have this one here, which this one, let's see, where do we have this one at? Here we have our finished farmhouse Easter welcome wreath. And we got the sign and all the supplies from Hobby Lobby, and I just think it turned out so pretty with all the neutrals and the textures, and it's just so cute. I love it so much. So I hope you enjoyed crafting with me and that you'll come back to my channel and craft some more. And thanks for joining Holly Hobbies, from my heart to yours.